I wanted to make a video because the reason I started making videos was to try and have a outlet for some of the inner thoughts that I have. Inner thoughts. I figure that all thoughts are internal, but anyway, for some of the confusing and roller coastery emotions and ideas that I have, the things that plague me, the things that probably if you met me in the street you'd never know were actually going on. I kind of wanted an outlet for it, and also hope that maybe I might, I don't know, let others know that things aren't always what they seem, sort of in an attempt to fight this sort of culture we have now where we filter everything to look wonderful and perfect all the time, and I think we can all admit that that's not really real. So in that vein, I wanted to make a video because I've had a really hard couple of days. Lots of different reasons. Some physiological. My period's due, so my hormones are off the chart. I get quite bad PMS, so yeah, that's always fun. I'm always just a barrel of laughs around that sort of time of the month. But there have been actual, external things that have caused everything to feel a bit worse too. I suffer with quite a lot of insecurity. I really struggle to believe in myself and to have any kind of self-worth. I don't feel particularly intelligent. I don't feel particularly useful or like I can really offer anything to the world. I have lots of ideas and thoughts on how to make things better, but I don't know how to implement them, and I don't think anyone would listen to me if I did try to implement them. So I really struggle to put myself out there and make the changes that I want to make, and to have the influence that I want to have. And it's really difficult sometimes even to get out of bed and face the world with this nagging feeling that I am actually just a little bit worthless. Now, don't get me wrong, I know that my kids need me, I know that my husband wants me, needs me. I know that I have worth to them, but I don't know if I have worth in my own right as an individual, as a part of the world, as a part of society. But I do care, and I do want to make a difference, and I do want to help where I can, and I want to be involved. I want to be part of the conversation. And so I decided to sort of take part in a relatively small way. I decided that I wanted to get involved in the PTA at Rufus's school, which I know doesn't sound like much, but this is a school that is in an area where there are poor families, more affluent families, kids from all sorts of backgrounds, living in all kinds of different situations. And I believe that if they're going to be going to a school, then they need to be given the best opportunities at that school as possible. And the way to do that, because let's face it, the government aren't going to help, the way to do that is, through fundraising and volunteering and doing what you can to make it a better environment for all those kids, so that if nothing else, they know that at school they are going to be given everything possible to improve their lives. And I feel quite passionately about that. So I thought, well, if I get involved in the PTA, then I can, make it a really profitable charity that will raise lots of money, and we can invest back into the school and therefore back into the lives of the students. And somehow, through sort of persuasion and discussions, I ended up putting myself forward initially as vice chair, and then that ended up being as co-chair. Now, my other co-chair is lovely. I think she's a wonderful person, and this is not even going to be followed up by a but. No, she genuinely is a lovely person, and couldn't be luckier in terms of who I get to work with. But immediately my insecurities kicked in because she's a bit older than me, she's a bit more experienced, she has a career, she works part-time, but it's a career that she's worked hard at over the years, and I feel completely less than her. Completely. She's beautiful and kind and intelligent and, clearly all the things that I wish I could be, and I'm actually feel like I'm failing at constantly. This is not coming from her. She does nothing wrong. She has been nothing but wonderful to me. It comes from inside of me, but it definitely starts off a chain of thoughts and feelings inside of me. Now, aside from just being co-chair, I've also decided to project manage the Christmas fair, which is less than a month away. We're really up against it time-wise. For all sorts of different reasons, things kind of got left to the last minute. And so we're now rushing to get it put together so that we have some semblance of hope that we might actually raise some money at this thing, and that actually just have also a really nice time for the kids as well, really make it festive and a really lovely school community event. And I know what I want from the event. I know what I want it to be. I've got in my head how I want it to be, and and there are no sort of grand schemes afoot in my head, at least. I want to keep it small and simple but beautiful, and have it just be really successful and just a really lovely day for the people who come to the school already. Like, I think that's really important. We can, it might be open to the wider community, but to me, the most important thing is that the school unites together. But I'm in this difficult situation because I took over from an old committee who I think they do want to step down. I think they do want to move away from it. Their kids are getting older, that they want to start thinking about getting involved in the high schools that their kids are going to be attending. But inevitably they're finding it really hard to relinquish control, and they kind of want everything to be the way that it was how it was when they planned things. And they want the Christmas fair to look the way that it did last year, which is fine. I didn't actually attend it last year. My kid wasn't at the school yet, so it may have been fantastic. My vision of it isn't to try and say that theirs isn't good enough. It's just my own vision for it. But anyway, there's been a lot of back and forth. I've definitely felt myself being undermined, and I definitely noticed the bitching. I went to a girls' school. I can spot bitching from a mile away. And I haven't slept in days, and I feel really insecure, and I'm really struggling, and I have to keep reminding myself that I didn't get into being part of the PTA to make everybody happy and to make, the current members of the PTA my best friends. That wasn't why I got into it. I got into it because I am passionate about fundraising for the school, and I'm in a position now where I get to choose how we fundraise for the school and what that looks like. But it's very hard. It doesn't come naturally to me to just ignore the bitchiness and the catty comments and the undermining. I feel the need to defend myself, but it's pointless to defend myself, and I have to work very hard to not let their undermining comments become my own beliefs in myself. And I don't know, I'm really struggling. I'm having a really hard time, and it's awful because it's affecting other elements of my life. Like, I've been so stressed and cross. I've barely spent time with the kids because I've been working so hard putting this fair together and figuring out how it's going to work. And, I'm literally just joined the PTA a week and a half ago. And so I don't even understand how all the inboxes are working or how the finances are working. And I've got to figure all of that out. And at the same time, be utilising all of those things to help with the planning. I know this is a long post about PTA, but my point is that I am struggling. I'm finding it really hard, and I don't know what to do. I don't know. I don't know whether I'm strong enough for this, and I don't know whether maybe I took on too much. Um, and I keep taking it out on Nick because Nick is trying to help and he's trying to suggest things that I can do to make it easier, or ways that he could help, or different ways I could be doing things. But all I hear, because of who I am and the way my brain works, all I hear is, you're doing it in a crap way, you're being rubbish, you're shit, you're stupid, you're doing it wrong. So I get mad at him and I defend myself to him, and then we end up in a fight over stuff, and I don't know what to do. So anyway, that's my week. I don't know. I just needed to get that out there. That I am a crumbling mess of insecurities, and I just want to cry. Oh, I know what made me think to do this video in the first place. I was just doing laundry because that's what I do on a Saturday night, because I'm a rock and roller. And I was putting it away in the kids' bedroom while the kids were sleeping. It's the only opportunity I have to do that. And I was looking at them, and they are so beautiful. And the one thing that I can honestly say I'm truly proud of, the one thing that I feel the one thing that I love myself for are those children. They are the greatest thing I have ever done with my life, and I doubt I will ever surpass that. I was lucky enough to be able to have them, and I feel like it is an achievement. I feel like I did achieve something by having two children who I love so much, and I'm so proud of, and I can't stop talking about. And so that's my one takeaway. I am insecure about everything, but I am proud of that. I am proud of them. I am proud of the fact that I made, at least in part, who they are. And I'm going to use that to help me relax and get to sleep tonight. Alright, enough talking about the PTA. Let's put something else next time. Okay, bye.